Hey friends. So today I've less had an epiphany or any kind of deep insight. My monitor is making noise at me. This is my daughter who is sleeping soundly, hopefully. There we go. I've had less of a deep insight. I've had more of a question come up. And basically, well, I guess it's a question and an insight. It's a question that led to a kind of conviction or a kind of something to grab hold of. Because the question was, in this phase that I'm in, as I transition out of this mode here at the lake, where I've been now for almost 4 weeks, almost to the day. Well, in 2 days it'll be 4 weeks. And this has been a period, if you've been watching my posts, it's been a period of a lot of reflection, a lot of different chapters, even of this very relatively short, it's 1 month at home. A month doesn't feel like a particularly long period of time, but here the time kind of stretches out, and connections with different people make it take on significance. There's significance to every day that I spend here. And as that starts to end, I'm leaving on Friday, it's Tuesday. The question is, what's next? I know I want to take some of what I've seen here and discovered here, and I know that a change of some kind is necessary, because I don't feel like I'm fully sustainable, and I don't feel like I'm fully in my power as in my previous state. And so the question, like I said, the question is kind of a what's next thing. And as I imagined asking people that, like actually not just reflecting on that, but asking people that, so by asking them that, I realize I'm skipping steps that I've thought through in my head, but I'm not saying out loud. When I imagine taking some of my close friends and asking them what they think what they think I should do, what their perspective on this situation is, I quickly found myself saying or seeing that those answers, at least in that form of the question, those answers aren't what I need. Because those answers are actually a deflection from an inner authority that I know is there, and that for whatever reason I have only an occasional not occasional connection to, but it's not a fully reliable connection. It's like patchy Wi-Fi. and I get I, 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 I will abdicate that connection. 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 And that's a pattern. That's a strange pattern to observe, or it's a troubling pattern to observe, because I don't want to do that. That's not how I want to live. You know, it's like that's denying my own inner authority. And so then what showed up immediately as that was coming clear to me, I thought, no, wait a minute. There's another kind of authority here. There's a level on which I already know the answers to those questions. You know, questions about what should I do next? How do I put this stuff into place? It's like, who am I going to ask that? How are they, you know, who's gonna shed more light on that than me? And just such a funny reminder, because I've been in this phase for a while now of feeling like, okay, transition is necessary, especially this last month of being here essentially on vacation. I mean, a lot of times vacation feels like the most, like I have more responsibility now than I do when I'm in my normal life, in some ways, because the presence of children, of my daughter, and the daily kind of family dynamics and needs and necessities and challenges, they keep it coming. They keep it interesting. You know, my days at home are much more mellow, generally speaking. And so as I get to this place, I'm kind of recognizing, I'm just feeling like, okay, there's a next step. There's something deep that's beckoning to me. The depths are beckoning to me. And I really want to listen this time. I really want to listen. I feel like I have an opportunity that I don't want to squander, and a kind of urgency that I don't want to dissipate. I read a great poem this morning. I read my Hafiz poem for today this morning as I got up. Let me see if I can remember it. I bet I can. If I can remember the title, I can remember the whole thing. Something like loving, threatening shouts. Or maybe it was just called Those Threatening Shouts. And it was like, throw away your begging bowls at God's doorstep. For I have heard the beloved prefers loving, threatening shouts. Something like, hey God, my heart is a raging volcano of love for you. You better kiss me soon or else. It's Hafiz. And what I love about that, and what Hafiz is just so consistently spectacular at doing, is offering deep insights with a kind of irreverent flair. You know, talking about spiritual matters with a totally irreverent, playful, non you know, not fixated on piety or any kind of preachy tone. It's just putting it out there. And that's a helpful reminder too, because I think sometimes and I think maybe many of us, we come to spirituality with a kind of begging bowl mentality. I hope I can get, because it seems so vast. Spiritual practice, meditation, life, the spiritual cosmos that we connect with, it seems so infinite. It is so infinite. It seems so overwhelming. And so we come to it like these humble, beggars. Well, I'll speak for myself. And actually, it's perfectly permissible to show up and be ourselves. Be angry. Be animated. Be wrong. Get it wrong. That's allowed. You're supposed to do that. And I think that attitude, for me, overcomes, or it counteracts where I was coming from at the beginning of this post, which is what I was describing at the beginning of the post, which was like a place of wanting to ask a question and find something out, but with a kind of trepidation about just asserting, this is what this is who I am, this is what I want. So I think that's where I'm at. I think there's a kind of, there's certainly questions I could ask people, and there's certainly insights people could give me, but it's not what should I do next. It's that's got to come from me. That's there. That's already there. So you can tell this post, I'm kind of wrestling with this. I said I didn't necessarily have an insight, but more of a question. But it's where I'm at, and it's an important one. And I think it's I'm trying to hold on to that as this time period ends. And I'm very consciously trying to not let myself just spill back into a previous set of habits. I want to build a new set of habits in relationship to home, in relationship to routine. And there is an inner authority that knows exactly what I want. You should probably start listening to that. Thanks, folks. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon.